Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we talk ICAST on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and appreciate Ron Wong being with us for 3 segments there, and getting a chance to talk to a young pro, Jared McMillan, one of the Lose and Strike King guys, and then how about the Z-Man himself, Glenn Young, the national sales manager for Z-Man Fishing Products, and then always good to talk to some part of the Hook family, and not be Jason Hart. We get Jason a lot on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and Bill Cooksy's laughing in the background, but we got the other one of the foursome that started that remarkable company in 2014 out of Charleston, South Carolina. Good to talk to Josh Reed, but now let's cook back to Bill Cooksey down there in Orlando as we talk to a guy that's been on the show before. He may be a lot busier than I am. Of course, he's a lot younger, but it's good to talk to Travis Thompson from Cast and Blast as we talk with Bill Cooksey on this segment of Outdoors with Larry Ray. And good to have you back, Bill. And how about introducing Travis for us?
Well, yes, sir. As you said, Travis Thompson, he's with Cast and Blast Florida. He is actually the owner of the Cast and Blast Florida podcast, and is also a waterfowl and saltwater, inshore fishing outfitter here in Florida. And Travis and I have done a lot of work together over the last several years because he is so involved down here on the conservation side of things.
Yes, yeah.
You walk around here with him, and, of course, since we're in Florida, there are a lot of Florida companies, a lot of Florida folks here, and, all of them, the ones connected to anything to do with conservation, you'll hear them, "Hey, Travis." So, and half of them won't have met him before. I mean, just a little bit ago, we ran into a guy as they were breaking down their booth, and as we walked by, he stopped Travis, but they had talked several times, but never in person before. So, but yeah, Travis is here with me, and he's been walking ICAST, and I think he's probably looked a little more at new products than me. But and I bet he has a different idea of some of this stuff than Ron.
Well, good morning, Travis. Thank you for being back with us again. Not everybody wants to come back, so thank you. So appreciate you having on Outdoors with Larry Ray. But before we talk products, Bill has a real important job, folks, and a lot of y'all don't understand what Bill Cooksey means to our area here and how much he has a love for conservation through his job with Vanishing Paradise, with the National Wildlife Federation, and particularly you wouldn't think a guy who grew up in Jackson, Tennessee would have worried about the Everglades, but Bill does, and I know Travis, you're heavily involved in the conservation part. So, Bill, talk about that for a second, the Everglades. And a lot of our folks would like to be interested in that before we get into all the ICAST stuff.
Were you asking me or Travis?
I'm asking both of you.
I'll kick it off real quick, but Travis is the guy who really knows South Florida. He's someone I've been lucky to admit. People ask me what I do, and I finally realized the other day I make friends for a living.
Yeah.
Because I can't grasp all the issues, so I try to meet people who do. And Travis is one of those folks in South Florida. So where I just think about south of Lake Okeechobee regarding my work, in the Everglades proper, Travis is engaged all the way around with all of these issues. So, down there we're talking about getting water to flow back through the Everglades like it did historically to help Florida Bay and all of the other places in South Florida, and try to provide some relief east and west. But Travis is more of a man, we got a big holistic deal, and I'll let him go from here because now I'm about getting out of my league.
Well, I know that we talk so much about how many acres or feet we're losing in the Louisiana bayous and the marshes of Louisiana, and you talk about that. I don't know how much we're losing every day. You've talked a football field or something. You said, Bill.
It's a football field every 100 minutes.
Every 100 minutes. So
this is a totally different scenario.
I know
here.
it, but so let's switch to the Everglades. And Travis, you've been down there a long time, And so a lot of us folks have visited down there. I've been across Alligator Alley many times and been down to the Keys and things. But before we jump into ICAST, I'd like for you to say what's going on in the Everglades.
Yeah, Larry, when you think about it, you're just talking about a really complex issue. It's hard because everybody wants to always boil it down to like give me the elevator pitch and tell me what's going on and how can we fix it? Where can we fix it?
Yes.
And I boil it down oftentimes to we put too many people in too small of a state because we got a peninsula.
That's right.
And everything's dependent on water. And I don't mean that as ugly as it sounds, but we definitely have kind of outkicked our coverage on infrastructure and development. And so when we talk about Everglades restoration, there's so many moving parts there from Lake Okeechobee to, you talked about Alligator Alley, raising the road, to storing water north of the lake, to storing water south of the lake, to discharges and schedules. And it gets into stuff that, man, I do this for a living and my eyes glaze over some days.
Wow.
So I won't put people together to sleep on a Saturday morning about it. But the one thing I will mention is the other thing we don't talk about very often, but everybody wants to, is invasives. Florida is just ripe for the picking with pythons and tegus and iguanas and invasive plants.
Yes,
and
yeah.
It's a zoo down here.
And you've grown up in that zoo down there. So when people come down to fish with you, and your charter service has been in business for a long time, do they ask questions like that, or do they know what's going on?
They do. I mean, that's part of why I like to do charters, is because I can get people on the boat for 4 hours or 8 hours.
Yes.
Because in about 4 or 8 hours, I could explain most of it.
Yes.
But it's a really complex thing, and you kind of got to let people come to it on their own and realize some of the nuance of the conversation and how it works and how it fits together. And you'll see their eyes light up sometimes when they look at you and they say, well, oh man, I didn't think that worked that way. And that's always a cool moment.
Well, that's why we got Travis Thompson from Cast and Blast. And folks, you can Google Travis's name and find out so many different things. But I know one thing that we remembered from the previous time: you're the only full-time waterfowl guide in Florida, according to Bill Cooksey. And if he says it, I book it. Okay, so I'm not gonna get too many qualms about that. But talk about ICAST not having it last year, Travis, and we're back to a smaller crowd, not big as big, but at least we're back. So what did it mean to have ICAST back in Florida?
Well, you know what, man? There's nothing better than talking to people in real life.
Yes.
Technology's come a long way, and it's cool that we've all got iPhones and Zoom and all that stuff. But there's nothing that beats shaking somebody's hand and being able to pull them off to the side and having a 5-minute or 10-minute in-person conversation.
Yes.
And across the industry, it's kind of, I'm glad it's smaller because it's a little bit reunionish.
Yeah,
because
it is.
You're seeing people and you're able to say, man, you want to grab lunch? You want to grab breakfast? You want to grab coffee? You got a few minutes? I'll come back after 2 and we can talk. And it's just so unique to be able to do that. I'm sure next year it'll blow back up, but missing that year, not having that year, but also during that year, not having that human connection just in general.
Yeah.
It's really meant a lot to be able to get back out here and see these people again and obviously see their products and stuff, but see the people behind it. That's really where the movie is.
That's the main thing. So what hit your whet your appetite on something that you saw? Maybe something you said, hey, that's pretty cool, or something along that line.
All right, so I'm going to give you the disclaimer that I'm attracted to the innovative stuff that somebody thunk up in the garage.
Okay, I'll go for that. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw 2 things that really stuck with me. One, Bill and I looked at. And it's about the only booth we stopped at the other day.
Uh-huh.
But it's a bug light, and I don't know how it works or anything else, but it's a light. It's 3 lights. One's infrared, one's UV, and one is like an LED.
Uh-huh.
And they go on your hat, and the bugs don't like them because of the spectrum they see.
What? Okay.
And I'm like, I think I'd look like an idiot wearing that, but I really think that's a cool idea. We got a bug down here called a no-see-em.
Oh, so I know what those are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd sure like to have one of those on my head come no-see-em season. Like, that'd be worth the $20 to try it out, or however much it costs.
Yeah.
That was one thing that really grabbed me. And the other one was a product
all right.
from a company called Strike Lines.
Okay.
they do like GIS topographical mapping of sonar soundings and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And they developed this solution with this app, and you buy the app, and you know how you can turn your phone on like a 3D picture and it moves?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the app does an overlay with the sonar readings, and it will plug into glasses, like sunglasses. And so you can look around and actually see like channel markers, even if they're not there, or you could see this area is off limits to fishing. Or you could drop a waypoint, or it's like James Bond fishing out there, man. I thought that was really cool.
That's you're my kind of man, Travis. I don't think Ron stopped at those booths. Okay, I'm not sure that if it didn't have a lure with it, it might not have been. But
did Ron tell you all about the beer bong booth?
I haven't heard that yet. You got 2 minutes.
That is a product here.
It's a koozie that has a handle. That the handle's detachable and it turns into a funnel, so you can funnel beer. And you'd have thought they were giving away boats over there with all the people at that place.
Oh man, I'm googling all, and I know my listeners are out there. What did he just say? Now did he say something about what a koozie with a beer? What? Anyway, so
I'm trying for a pro deal with them.
Okay, you get a pro deal. Okay,
I walked by that booth 4 times, and Cootsie was there every time.
Every time. Well, if you go by one more time, he'll probably be working for him. Okay, I mean he'll figure it out for him. Hey, Travis, appreciate you being with us. Bill, thank you for lining Travis up. Always good to talk to you, Travis, on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And watch out for Cooksey down there, okay? Make sure he gets home okay, all right? So, we'll let you go, all right?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill Cooksey. We'll talk to you. Safe travels. All right, buddy. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. I'm really enthused on this. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.